right, Tara? So we now, of course, go ahead and start talking to Suryaveer, and post which I'll be coming back to you again with loads of questions. And over to you, Suryaveer. We look forward to hearing from you.
Thank you so much again for allowing me to talk to your wonderful students. So definitely in terms of understanding the personality traits, it's a very interesting question because it's something which we can control, something which we can work on ourselves without any additional income or resources put into it. Um, I've penned down a few of my thoughts. It sometimes comes naturally to a few people, sometimes it comes along the way. Something I keep on stressing a lot of times for people who want to get into entrepreneurship is number one is patience. Patience is one of the major keys because, as you know, you have to play it like a test match. You can't play it like a T20. There are a few people who become millionaires in their 20s, yes, but those are one of the very few people. So you have to have patience. When you make a business plan, you cannot. A lot of people make this because they want to attract investors or they just want to look confident. They just say, "Oh, I'm going to make profit from the first month." That's not usually how it works. So you have to be very realistic when it comes to that. So patience is important. You have to first plan the first couple of months. You will be losing money rather than gaining money, and if you're okay with that, then it's entrepreneurship is a field which will fit you. A second point I would say is you have to be an optimist. Now, there's optimism and there's pessimism. Some people say if you're pessimistic, then you're also realistic. But the problem is, if you're not an optimist, uh, the miseries and the difficult periods of entrepreneurship will eat you up. It'll just eat you up from the inside, and it's it can affect you not only financially, it'll also affect you emotionally. So you have to be an optimist. So a classic case is the current COVID cases going around all over the world. It's very difficult to be an optimist right now. You can just be looking at the end of humanity if you're a pessimist. But if you're an optimist, as hoteliers, I think of it like, okay, so now more hotels will be available for us to poach or take over, or we'll have new staff available. That is an optimistic way of looking at it. And that is one way of seeing it. And you have to be a realist. Okay, one very important thing is we like to surround ourselves with yes men, and that is a very dangerous culture. People don't like listening to someone criticizing them or giving them a reality check. Please be open to criticism. It is one of the most important pillars of being a strong person, not only in entrepreneurship but just in life. Because if someone is giving you some feedback, maybe they have some agenda, or maybe they're just trying to originally help you. You have to pluck and choose what you feel like. But if you get involved in a echo chamber of just people saying, "Oh, you're the best," "Oh, you're awesome," "Oh, your product is outstanding, you're going to change the world." Okay, but what do I have to work on? Because in hotel industry, we used to always say that we see the guest feedback, all the positive feedback. My GM used to take it and move it on the side, and you see the negative feedback. I said, but read the positive feedback also. Some outstanding stuff is written there. He says, our job is to get positive feedback. Our job is to make them wow. But I want to see the feedback where we did not deliver so that we can work on it. And that is a trait of someone who really will help improve the product. That is one of the most important things. Another aspect is you have to be very finance savvy. You need to know what's happening on your books. You need to know what is how long can you survive. If you need to get some new cash injection, what has to be done. You have to think 3 4 5 steps ahead. Where is the money coming from? If I want to hire new people, how is that going to affect me? How am I going to get additional revenue? How will all of these, this is very basic math. There is no need for out of the box sort of ideas. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, those are the main things you have to look for. I'll just rush to the rest. You have to be hungry, of course. If you're not hungry for more money or for esteem in society, then you probably won't get into entrepreneurship. If you're just a happy rich kid, you just be happy and rich. You will never think of going further. You have to be hungry. Never take no for an answer. In the beginning 2 3 years, you will hear no quite a lot of times, and it can really be demoralizing sometimes. But that's where you come back to the same point of being an optimist. take the no, swallow it, and go ahead. I was told no when I was in college also by my employer that you should not get into hospitality, and I just swallowed it. I said I'm going to use this energy and prove it to her that I will become a hotelier one day. You have to, and then you have to look for innovation. The world is changing around you. If you think the way you're doing is the best way, open your mindset, keep on reading, exploring, go on YouTube, go around, meet new people, ask them for ideas. A lot of big problems which we do is people who think they know it all or they're a little older to their crowd, they suddenly just say, listen to me. I don't want to listen to you, you listen to me. And that's a terrible, terrible attitude. Young, old, your age, rich, poor, everyone has a perspective. They will give you some knowledge which you can use. The founder of Red Bull, he just discovered it when he was on a trip to Thailand, when he was sitting with a tuk-tuk driver. The owner of Starbucks, he happened to be on a vacation in Italy and he just happened to see how these coffee shops are coming up. So if you have a closed mind and you think, I know everything and I'm the best, I'm God's gift to mankind, which a lot of 20-year-olds have, you will not learn a lot. You have to even if you're 70, you've still not learned everything. So you have to be open to that. Last 2 points, you have to be a good communicator. As Tara had just mentioned that you have to be liked also by the people you're doing business with. If it's a supplier and if you have a bad relationship with them, and when you need the supplier's help back, he will not help you. Same thing goes for the customers. So you have to have a very likable personality as well. These are the few 10 little traits I've just penned down.
That's great. I think these are very, very important ones.